An altar is a great way to make a dedicated place for welcoming Bridget into your home. Use any of the correspondences we previously covered or whatever you're drawn to. Use items that remind you of the changing seasons and represent the hope of spring around the corner. In the last video, we made a Bridget's cross out of pipe cleaners, and in between that time, I made one out of hemp cord. So it's okay if you need to laugh at my artistic skills, but it's a little bit harder with hemp string than it is with pipe cleaners. So as embarrassing as it is for me to show this on camera, I wanted you to know that it doesn't have to be perfect. Your intention is the most important part of anything you do in your magical practice. So we'll put that over here for a second. For an altar for Bridget, it could be as simple as hanging this near your front door for protection and for welcoming Bridget in. It could be setting this on your TV stand or somewhere you'll see it. The most important part of an altar is that it'll be somewhere that you will see it and be reminded of your intention and the energies that you're drawing in. For my altar for Bridget, I'm going to incorporate the 4 elements using earth, Bridget's cross, and the hemp cord helps make that represent earth. For air, I'm going to use amethyst, and I got this piece at Home Goods for about $7, so definitely check out your local Home Goods. Sometimes they have some great deals. Then I'm also going to use a candle for fire, and gold and white are pretty neutral colors, so they're great to use on any holiday. Then for water, I am going to put a cup, and I scored these on Facebook Marketplace. They're Princess House cups. This is kind of big for the camera. But when I am setting this up for my actual Bridget meditation to do by myself, I will fill this with just my drink of choice and visualize myself imbuing it with the intentions set during the meditation, and then I'll drink it afterwards. Another thing you can do with liquid or food in an altar situation is return it to the earth. You can bury it and imagine that you're burying your intentions for them to grow. So an altar doesn't have to be fancy. I realize now that I have a lot of purple and kind of brownish gold, but that's actually kind of good for Imbolc because it's kind of like the brown of the earth in winter and then what I'm looking forward to of the purples coming through in spring. So we could just have this set up like this, and then this here, and it could just be as simple as this. It doesn't have to be any harder than that. If you want it to be more elaborate with an altar cloth, that is excellent too. Right now I just have it on my old craft table so that way you can see it easily. But after this I'll move it somewhere that I can see it and I'll be reminded of Bridget and of Imbolc and the coming spring. And like I said, with anything you do, your intention is the most important part. I hope that gives you some ideas on how to set up your altar. There are so many ways you could do it, and if you feel called to share a picture of your altar in the class project, I would love to see what everyone's doing. In the next video, I'll cover how to do inner work at Imbolc with journaling.